Okay, this episode was dense. Hopefully, I can get all of it in. This is my review of season 2, episode 14 of Vinland Saga. Spoiler alert. Really interesting. A lot happened in this episode. These are kind of my review slash recaps, but this might be more recap because there's so much going on that it's very important to discuss. So it started the way the last episode ended, of course, with Gandar, which we find out is Arnhide's husband. They got separated at some point. Is trying to get back at Arnhide, trying to get her and bring her so they can go on. So that he had escaped from Snake's guys. One of them got killed. Badger, I called him Fox, but it's actually Badger, came back and let Snake know what was going on. Anyway, Gandar's trying to get to Arnhide and get her away. And as he's talking to her, Snake sees him, yells, "Hey, don't go with him, Arnhide." And it's funny because I thought it was Einar yelling because he and Thorfinn were standing out there. And I was like, "Oh my God, Einar's in that case," but it was Snake. Anyway, Snake comes out, and so he and Gandar face off, and Gandar is wounded, and obviously he's a strong guy. He got away from Badger and two other guys, and Snake actually made a point of talking about that. But Snake. I mean, Snake is you're not getting away from Snake. So they got into it, and Snake took him down pretty easily. He didn't even get a lick on Snake, I don't think. While this fight's going on, though, Einar did decide he wanted to get into it. So he has his axe. He's about to go after Snake, I guess. And Thorfinn grabs him. And he's like, "Dude, what are you trying to do? Oh, yeah, you're mine." Einar's not a fighter. He even alludes to the fact, he's like, "I know I don't have a chance, but I can't just sit here and do nothing." And Thorfinn's like, "There are 3 guards between you and Snake. You're not going to make it." Plus, and then Thorfinn makes the point, it's like, are you really ready to kill a man? You never killed anybody, you don't know what that is. And Snake actually thanks, or tells Thorfinn, he did a good job stopping Einar. So anyway, Snake takes down Gandar, and they tie him up and stuff, and take him away. Cut to, they're inside and Arnhide's cooking and Einar is furious. And Arnhide tells him to just sit down and chill. There's nothing we can do here. And then she starts to tell their story. Because apparently Gandar and Einar had a child. And I guess at some point the child was taken away. Their homeland in Sweden, they live, she's Swedish, in their homeland, they lived peacefully, of course. Everybody lived peacefully before all the Vinland Saga stuff happened. Apparently, it's just everybody's story. But anyway, somebody found an iron field somewhere around where they were, and all these different clans were fighting to get to this iron, to take control of this iron field. The women in Gandar and Arnhide's village didn't want the men to go, but the men went anyway. Gandar explained it as, if we don't take it over, there's an ambitious guy who will, and then the balance of power shift and they'll harm us. So anyway, all the men went off, and while the men were gone, some other guys came in and burnt the village to the ground, kidnapped the women and the children, and they show Arnhide's son, I can't remember his name, Arnhide Gandar's son, getting carried off, so she lost her son. So there's that. So while they're talking about this, because of course Einar's whole thing, and I thought that was really cool, Einar just wanted her to be free. And I thought he was absolutely in love with her. But when the husband came, he was like, she gets a chance to be free now. And that was his whole reason for wanting to fight with Gandar, to try to free him. And Arnhide stopped him. Arnhide's reasoning being, she said, if Gandar hadn't gone off for the iron, the son I had, I'd still have, but he's gone. And now she's like, I'm about to have another child, and I don't want to endanger that child. Yeah. Apparently, Kettle got her pregnant. What? Here we go again. So, some nonsense. So, she's carrying Kettle's baby while she's taking care of Kettle's father, who is her baby's grandfather. It just gets deep. Oh my God. So, I'm flabbergasted and trying to watch this. So, anyway, that happens. So, the next thing is you see her about to go and look after Kettle. Not Kettle. To look after Gandar. While she was telling the story of her homeland to Thorfinn and Einar, the old master was there, Kettle's father. He was laying down out of it, it seemed to be. So as she's walking away, he stops her and basically is like, I thought you said let this be. She was shocked because she didn't realize he was listening, and he's like, you don't underestimate me. I'm not out of my mind, you know. He's just physically encumbered, but his mind is obviously intact. So he tells his story about how he when he had a lot less land, he and his son Kettle had fallen in love with a woman. And there was another powerful guy who wanted the same woman, and they ended up basically giving that woman away or giving her up to the more powerful guy, and the old master was ashamed of that. So they gave her up, and then there was the more powerful guy got attacked by somebody who was jealous on the wedding day of him and this woman that Kettle was in love with, and he gets killed, and it looks like so does the woman. And the village gets burnt to the ground. They love burning villages to the ground in Vinland Saga. If you want to see a village get burnt to the ground, watch Vinland Saga, because they do it a lot. Anyway, so the last thing you see is either Omer or Kettle over the body. I can't remember who. I can't tell who it was. It looks like it probably is Kettle, though. A young Kettle. Anyway, he's over the body, and the old man is talking about how sad it is, you know, that happened, and that he allowed this woman to get taken away to save himself. Arnhei's like, why does stuff like this keep happening to people? Basically, she's just, you know, upset by it. So then she tells the old man, she's like, you know, I'm not trying to, you know, free Gandar, but I'd like to just wash his wounds at least and, you know, see how he is, basically. And she's like, I know I'm wrong, I know I'm, you know, basically get in trouble, but I feel like I have to. I mean, it was her husband, so, you know, she's still mad at him for going off and kickstarting this whole thing. So the episode ends with her walking out the door and going to see her husband with a pail and a towel in it. Okay, so that's that. So okay, that wasn't too bad a recap. Start from the beginning. First thing I thought about was, how powerful is Snake? So I generally talk about, you've got Thorkel, Thors, and Thorfinn. Those three seem to be the most powerful in Vinland Saga. And then you have Thorgil, Kettle's oldest son. He seems to be pretty powerful, even though my son told me, and he tries not to tell me too much because he's seen the entire Vinland Saga. Of course, he's the reason I'm watching this. But he told me basically Thorgil is powerful, but not that powerful. So then there's Snake, and I wonder where Snake fits on this. You know, like I would love to rank those five. Maybe I'll do a poll or something. That'll be interesting. How would those five rank? You got Thors, Thorkel, probably Thors would probably be number one. Thors, Thorkel, Thorfinn, Thorgil, and Snake. But you know, the Gandar the three guys went after Gandar. He killed one of them and got away from the other two. And Badger is no joke. He's a warrior, and yet Gandar couldn't get a lick on him. And again, Gandar was hurt, but Snake was just like playing with him. And then he was like, you know, Badger was like, don't take him alive, kill him, he's too strong. And Snake was like, whatever, I'm just warming up. And he put like 2 moves on him, that was ridiculous. And tied him up. So there's that. Arnhide's story is just insane. You know, she lost a son, now she's pregnant with Kettle's child, and whew, I mean, we all kind of knew that she was kind of like his mistress or whatever, a concubine or whatever you call it when it's a slave, but it was just crazy to see it confirmed so definitively. So now how is that going to play out? And the child being born and all that's going on with Kettle's farm that nobody knows about, you know, with Canute coming after him. So anyway, this episode put a lot of layers into this series that is going to be interesting to see how they unravel in the next 10 episodes. So I will see you next time.